Hey everyone, welcome back to the Barrow. I am Barrow White, and today we're playing some more NIMBY rails, German rails, and we'll be continuing the series with episode 8, RE10 from Wurzburg to Nuremberg. There's another one of those post bunks. I guess there's always a post office at the train station. So today, and going forward, I thought I would add something interesting I found on Wikipedia, and that is the Wappen, the coat of arms for each city. Apparently each city has one. I don't know how it's determined, or if it's legit, or what age it comes from, but every city of any size, more than a few hundred people, seems to have something like it. And some cities even have some pretty big football clubs. Soccer for Americans, Fußball for Germans. So you'll see a lot of FC this and FC that. It stands for Fußballclub. And we had one for Wurzburg. And I'm sure we'll see more, though the smaller towns don't have big enough teams that I found their information. They probably have every town has a league of some kind that they play in, but of course only the bigger towns are the ones that are sponsored professional or semi-professional athletes. Look at that, a Sportplatz. I would guess that this town, Rottendorf, the locals play football right there. Oh, and there's a Schulsportplatz, not Palaz, Platz. Though, sport everywhere. Though, interestingly, Germans don't play sports in school like we do. Now, they have athletics, but they don't necessarily have organized, soccer teams and hockey teams and things of that nature in school as part of the curriculum. Here in America, it's focused on way too much in school. And though I appreciate what you can get from athletics, it also detracts heavily from the educational aspect of our schools. You find a lot of schools that have a great balance, but most do not, in my opinion. Not an expert though, so it's just me talking. Local football star loves it. Local band kid that has to pay his own way to, something simple because there's no program money at the school. They may not love sports as much. There at the bottom right, Rathaus, the rat house. Contrary to popular belief, it does not mean that house is infested with rodents. Rat is basically government or law, and the Rathaus, of course, is like the courthouse. Not long ago, we passed a place called Altmannshausen, And I would translate that to mean old man's houses. I wonder if some old dude owned them, or if that's where all the old guys lived in town, or if it has nothing to do with any of that. Somebody's last name was Altman, and they just named the town after him. Fitness Insel. The island of fitness. It's like the island of misfit toys. Except all of the toys are gebrochen. Die sind kaputt. Emskirchen. Look at that cool dog on their symbol. Well, I'm not showing these long enough. Hold on. Let me make some adjustments before we continue. Kind of big old black eagle and some kind of leaf with some kind of crenellated wall at the bottom. That's an interesting coat of arms. Many of these coat of arms are very odd even, though I'm sure they have great stories behind them. I think I got like a chicken standing on his book. I guess this town didn't get a coat of arms. I think Fürth is a bigger town, and that was like a suburb of a town, but I didn't find the Wappen for that. See, there's more Fürth. But again, I didn't find a coat of arms. I bet I should have looked for Fürth instead of those smaller towns, but I'm pretty sure that I did. Nope, Fürth, Bayern. All right, so this is the main city. The rest of those were suburbs. And it's got like a 3-leaf clover. That doesn't seem very lucky. So 4-leaf clovers are what are considered lucky where I'm from, just because they're rare. And if you find one, I suppose you were lucky. Though I'm not a big believer in luck or fate or jinxes or anything like that. Are you? I'd like to hear that, what people think. Do items bring you luck? Like 4-leaf clovers and feet. A rabbit's foot. A lucky penny. A horseshoe hung the right way over a door. The opposite, things like breaking a mirror, black cat crossing your path walking under a ladder. Those things are said to be unlucky or dangerous. I don't believe any of that. And I'd be curious if anyone really does anymore, or if it's just cool sayings that we say because we learned them as kids. Now that station there had a Strasse name to it, so it almost makes you feel like it's part of the city's street car or, you know, subway system in town, because we are in Nuremberg. It's a pretty big town. And there you see on the bottom right, Fußball Club Nuremberg. And the one period, the one, when you see that in front of a Fußball Club name in Germany, that means they were the first club in that town. And they're very proud of that. There may have been others that came afterwards, I suppose, but they were the first. An update came out for NIMBY Rails today, or maybe yesterday, but I installed it today. And one of the things it talked about was some map markers, and I haven't discovered yet how to use those. I would be curious to see what that change is like and any other changes that they made. I'll dig into that later. Ah, good. We are at the point where we're making depots for this town, which means we're thinking about getting some trains running on this route. Well, that was cutting it close. I didn't have tons of extra room there to fit that intersection in, but it did fit, so we're in good shape. Now this particular station, Wurzburg Zell, is not part of the route that we're doing at the moment, but just past this station is the train yard where the depot is, and that's why I'm building this extra line out, because I want a spot for my depot. There it is. Just connect that up to the Wurzburg Hauptbahnhof, and we should be able to get trains on the line and give them a place to park in the evening when they're done working. I like that little Y intersection. Sometimes that plays really nicely into a design. In case you're wondering where I make these decisions of which stops to pick on each route, I'm using bahn.de, which is the Deutsche Bahn website. They have a great departure and arrival page that you can put in a station. It tells you all the routes that go through there, and if you click the routes, it'll tell you where those routes stop. The REs, as I said back in episode 1-2, the RE stands for Regional Express, so they don't necessarily stop at all the small towns. They just get people quickly from Nuremberg to Wurzburg. And the Germans call it Nuremberg, but here on the map and on American pages it's always Nuremberg. I think it's just the American pronunciation, kind of like Cologne for Köln. Oh my, we just got started, and that's already all for this episode. So this particular route, this episode was 102 kilometers, 17 stations. Of course, that'll be the same for the route, because we did it all in one episode. And the total count is 511 kilometers and 112 stations so far for this. And I really appreciate you watching. Hit like and subscribe, and come back soon.